together, but they are never the same. Strategy and planning are completely different. You can have your strategy and you can have planning as well. So you cannot combine strategic planning. You have the strategy and you have planning. And both are similar. So sometimes we use it as a. Here, that I stand before you today brings memory back, because when I was young, my father was a head teacher at Apatrapa. And I hear this land belongs to Apatrapa. That time, there were palm wine tappers on the way after a river, a small river, and you see these palm wine tappers. They are still there. Wow. So I'm 65 years. In that time, I was 9 years when I was sacked to go for my school fees. And I had to walk from Bantama Racecourse, BA64, all the way to Apashapa to tell my father that I've been sacked from Bantama prison for not paying my school fees. Yes. You know, from there, I was shipped back to my village, Tasedompe. Shipped back because my father considered me as a wild boy. I never take no for an answer. And I was always fighting. So he shipped me back to my village, to my grandmother. So I sat the common entrance at Agyapong and went to Adsadi College from there. My first time at Adsadi College, that time from Asimfosu to Cape Coast, the Champon time, the road was so bad, very dusty. So when I got to Adsadi College, took my trunk from the taxi, the chop books, no one tells you by my appearance, clearly indicates that Aquano or a So a senior guy came to me, looked at me, my hair was brown, the eye, everything brown. Then he asked me, "What is your name?" I said, "Kwame Agyapong." "Where are you from?" I said, "Asimfosu." Then he asked, "Where is Asimfosu?" Before I could say Jack, then he shouted, "Efuomo, Efuomo." And we started classes. The masters will come to the classroom and every student has to introduce himself. I went to secondary school at age 16. Whereas I have a daughter who finished John Hopkins at age 17. John Hopkins University at the age 17. I went to Adsadi College at the age of 16. That time we had what we call Form 4 living certificate. So I'm a SAR7 liver, that's how they call it. So I was a tall boy. I was always at the back. They put the young ones, but one of my classmates came to Adsadi College at the age of 9. Very brilliant guy. He's a medical doctor at Yale University, Dr. Gatisam. 9. And I was 16, so can you imagine? No, he was 10 because I think he will be 60. He has invited me to his 60th birthday, and I'm 65, so he was 10 and came to Form 1 and still was the best student. When the masters come to the class and ask the students, "What is your name?" Then you get up and mention your name. Then at the back there, before it gets to my turn, all the young ones will turn and look at me. "What is your name?" I'll say, "Kwame Agyapong." I have one guy who is a bishop now. Bishop Osuanza, very brilliant guy, and always teasing. Then you shout from the front, Kwame Agyapong, Anu Blofu Cheme. Then they all start laughing. But here we are today. Here we are today. From here, my father left for Nigeria. That time they call it Agege time. So after Form 1, he never sent money to pay my school fees. And he always lie, oh, I've sent the money through post office. It never gets to Adisado College. So I had to hawk on the street to pay my fees. Have a board like this with some items on it. PK is a chewing gum. Tatra is a kind of blade we use. And Nazet was also a blade. Rob, we use it as an ointment. And chocolate. So I have them on the board going round the streets of Accra, and when I see you, then I'll shout, yes, PK chocolate, Tatra, Nazet, yes, raw. Yes, PK chocolate, Tatra, Nazet, yes, raw. From there, I graduated, or I scaled up what I was doing and started trading. Whilst I was in school, I was going to Nigeria to sell bags. I would buy it from a lady. I know the parents' name, a woman, Kwaku Mreku's daughter. Then take it to Nigeria, Lagos. Sell it. Then I'll use the money to buy spare parts, Peugeot parts. Nigerians were assembling Peugeot cars. So they had a lot of spare parts. And I'll use the bags money to buy Peugeot parts, then bring it to Ghana. Accra, Adabraka, where there was a Nigeria Airways office. Behind it, there were Peugeot parts dealers. So when I finished sixth form at Winneba Secondary School, my last day, I was robbed in Nigeria. I sold the bags, got the money. Apparently, they were monitoring me. I got to Jankara Market, where I was going to buy the parts. Then 4 guys approached me, 5 guys approached me. One said, you show the badge. I'm a custom officer. So I asked, that time, Ghana, you could go to Nigeria without visa for 90 days. So I asked the guy, he thought I wasn't educated. I asked him, but if you're a custom officer, what are you doing in this market? Oh, before I could say Jack, they bundled me into a taxi. 2 on my left at the back, 2 on my right, and the guy reported to be a custom officer was in front. I didn't know where they were taking me. So on our way, they asked me, do you know anybody here? I said, yes. My father is a teacher here. Where is he? He was somewhere else that I don't even know. So they started searching me. Then I asked the guy, if you say you're a custom officer or a police, why would you take my money from me? Then he said, one on my right said, hey, now my guy they talk him so, boom, he gave me a slap. So they got to a place, those on my left shifted to the right and pushed me to the door on the left, open it, and before I got out, they are taking all the money. So I asked them, Oga, make you give me 5 naira for damfu. I remember this until my grave. I remember that day what the Nigerians said to me. Say, Homogana, God don't punish you. Ori Oda. It means a Ghanaian, God will punish you. You are a madman for asking for my own money, 5 naira, to go and take trotro. That is what he said to me. So when they pushed me out of the car, I was searching my pocket and there was 5 naira somewhere. So I took trotro all the way to Keja, where the airport was. And I told my story to the Ghanaians. Those who got the first flight, I knew most of them. They came back home and reported to my mother that I've been robbed. By the time I landed, my mother had been admitted at 37 Military Hospital because we didn't pay for the bags. It was on credit. And when I saw the parts, I paid back the money. She didn't know when they were searching me, I had bought some of the spare parts and they didn't take it. They only wanted the money. So they gave me the parts. But before my mother, I could get to Accra, she was already at the 37 Military Hospital. That was the first time she had the pressure. I had to go and sell the spare parts and paid off the lady. And that time, it was my last trip in 1984. I was going to Germany. My ticket was ready. I wanted some pocket money and I got robbed. I came back, sold the parts and paid the lady. I got my ticket. My ticket was already bought. That was my savior. So I went to Germany. 1984, February 28, and landed at East Germany, East Berlin, 29th February 1984. It was a leap year. That is the beginning of struggle in Europe as well. In Germany, I was washing plates. At the same time, in the mornings, there's a shop called Promat. I'll do 2 hours. We'll clean the shop before it opens at 8. I start the restaurant, I start at 5 p.m. and close at 5 a.m., 12 hours straight. Then I'll take a train also to Atona, where the Promat was, and work for 2 hours. By the time I get home, it was about 11. And by 2, I was staying with a white old lady called Frastila. She would come and wake me up to clean her house. I'll be cleaning the place, but you see, it's sleepwalking, complete. I was sleeping. All she would say is, Kennedy, you have to work. When you go to America, you go to school and at the same time work. And it really helped me when I go to America. I got to America August 16th, 1985. I started working at Zaro Bakery. Then I got a job again at a gas station, Citco gas station, on Webster Avenue between Tremont Avenue and Cross Bronx. Started working. And that time, I could work for 88 hours a week at the gas station and work 40 hours at the bakery. So those who have their green card and American passport or citizens were working comfortably for 8 hours. And when you come home, you see them drinking Coke 45, Old English, and all sorts of beer. They were happy. They make about $250 a week. I didn't have any papers. So I work so many hours to get that 240 a week. I was making more than that. So my 40 hours at the bakery gave me $120. And the 88 hours at the gas station gave me 184. So I was making around 400, and that time it was a very good money. So I bought my first taxi and started driving in New York as a taxi driver. And by 7 months, I had 8 taxis. Because every month I saved $100 a day. So every month I had $3,000. I'll go and buy a used car, mainly the police ones. The police used cars are very strong. Some are called Chevy Impala or Chevy Caprice. I'll buy them. In America, if you don't put a partition, bulletproof, in the car, you might get shot and be killed. So every taxi, I put in a partition, make sure the insurance is complete, and give it to Ghanaians $40 a day. So when I'm making $100, you're making $40. When you multiply the $40 by 7, it means I was making $280 from the taxis that I've given out, and I was making 100. So every day I had $380 saved. That was when I bought my first house, April 1988. I was 28 years, and I bought my first house for my mother and my stepfather. Because my stepfather never thought of tomorrow. So as an army officer, he never saved. And when he went on pension, he stayed at the barracks for 6 months, and they threw him out. So when I heard of it, I gave money to Azuma Nelson's manager, Mr. Asa, and he found a house for my parents. At the same year, I bought my house in New York, Bronx, 624 Commonwealth Avenue. The cost of $240,000, and I paid a deposit with a closing at $69,000. I was 28 years. I'm sharing all these with you for you to know that, look, here, you can be a friend to a classmate who is from affluent home. The mere fact that he's from affluent home does not determine his success in future. The success of every individual is the way the individual perceives life, the way he dreams, the way he stays focused. So now let me give you the tips. Madam touched on it. I'll give it today. All the speakers have given me an insight that I normally limit myself to 7 strategies. But today, with Madam's information, I have to give you other 7 strategies as well, which is 7 determinants of business success as well. But let me start with my own. You see, every individual, when we have goals, you should always turn your misfortunes to blessings. And you should always remember that we have basics. So touch on the brilliant basics. 1, the brilliant basics are simple. Every individual should have a vision and a dream. And with this vision, You think into the future what you are going to do. So if you have the vision and the dream, what do? One, you have to work hard. Hard work is one. The example I gave, somebody works for 8 hours, 40 hours a week, and I was doing 128 hours a week. There's no way the income is going to be the same. Obviously, the one who puts in more hours will make more money than those who put in less hours. So the basics, hard work. 2, honesty. Stika talked about integrity. When you are honest, things come your way easily because nobody wants to deal with dishonest people. I will say that honesty is success. But with this, what you need is whatever money, no matter how small it is, you have to save. So you should have ability to save money. You are here on campus. Today, parents are taking care of you. They give you money. So this money, one of the speakers was referring to, going to buy expensive things. What I'll say is, you don't have to keep up with the Joneses. Keeping up with the Joneses simply means you have a friend who comes from a rich home. He has a nice shoe, a nice bag, and your lender of last resort, you, a poor soul like myself, who want to get the same quality of shoe or bag with your friend. No, it's a wrong approach. Anybody here who is not married, when you are working, you should be able to save 70% of your income. How do you do it? The young ones, especially the guys, what do you have to bear in mind that freedom is expensive. When you finish or complete college, you are in a hurry to have your freedom and leave home because you think your parents, they are too much. They don't give you the freedom. So you move. When you move, don't forget that you have to pay rent, you have to buy food, you have to pay electricity. All these things takes not less than 30% of your income. But if you stay with your parents, all these things, the mean parents in Africa here, elsewhere, they are not mean. It's the system that you have to pay rent. But here, the only thing you do is buy food and take it home. When you do that, you can save the rent. An apartment that you could have rented, you save that money. You save the electricity. You save food cost and everything. And that alone, you can save 70% of your income. It's important. No, the ladies, the same. They have new boyfriends. The parents will ask them the time you are coming back home. So they think they are a pain in the neck and they want to leave home, thinking he's going to live with a guy and the guy will take up her responsibilities. It's not true. The guy will share the bills with you. So you still have a limited income. So it's very, very important that you learn how to save. After savings, you have to invest the money. I always say that in life, future belongs to risk takers and not security seekers. I repeat, in life, future belongs to risk takers and not security seekers. Who is a risk taker? Risk taker is a courageous man who is prepared to invest his accumulated savings. A security seeker is the one who shifts the burden of risk on the banks by buying treasury bills. Live in his comfort home and every 3 months go for the money. You'll never be rich. Man of substance. You can live by having your needs met. But to aspire to be an entrepreneur, I'm afraid you have to be a risk taker. So your savings, you have to be bold to invest it. And when you invest the money, you have to make sure that you religiously get involved in all the businesses that you put your money in. Some may like me, some may not when I make this statement. Never, I repeat, never employ your relatives to work for you. You know, this side of the world, your brother, your sister, your cousins, when you employ them, they take advantage of your leniency and mess up the business. And when you fire them, you become the most unpopular person in your family. So to avoid that, build your business with people that you don't know, so that when they make mistakes, you fire them, so that your business will thrive. It's very, very important. When you are doing business, put religion aside. You can work 6 days in a week and go to church on Sundays. I don't have a problem. I have a house in Tema Committee 12. And every morning when I'm going to work, I see some ladies in the church praying, walking majestically from one end to the other, speaking in tongues. And I ask them, so how do they eat? How do they eat? If you know the Bible well, even the church was formed on the basis of money. That is where Ananias got punished. God, he asked the members to sell their properties for them to get money to build the church. And Ananias hid some of his money and they got to know. Don't get me wrong, go to church on Sunday. If you are 7 days Adventist, you go to work on Saturdays. I don't have a problem. But 24/7, if you are speaking in tongues in the church, manna will not come from heaven.
Yes.
Manna will not come from heaven. And again, humility. You have to be humble in your dealings with people. If you are called your customers with respect, you lure them to come to you constantly to buy your product. So when you have faithful, constant customers, your business will prosper because you have the market. So your reception to customers that come to you will also determine how your business will succeed. Then every individual should have a foresight. Should have a foresight. Dream big. Do things big. let people know that, yes, you are capable of doing this. When you begin to tell friends your dreams, all they will say to you, wait there, Ojanenum. The moment they say Ojanenum, that should challenge you to make sure whatever you said to them comes to pass. I said earlier on, turn your misfortunes to be blessing. And one example is, maybe I had a good head in terms of books, I don't know. Because a poor guy like that always had beautiful girlfriends. But anytime they came to my house, they left me, they were disappointed. Because one of them came to my house and my stepfather's furniture, one of them, the leg was broken and they just fixed it there. I forgot and asked her to sit. No, when she sat, then, it caved in and she was exposed. I was embarrassed, but she felt I set her up because she had not seen poverty before. I apologized from Kokomlemle where I lived to Asalam down. Yeah. Because, apologizing. But she came from a rich home. So she was so hurt. I let it slide that night. And the next day, we're doing vacation classes at WAS, West African Secondary School. She came, she didn't talk to me. And in the evening, I went to her house. And that time, any house with a bell means it's a big house, a rich home. They had a bell, so I rang the bell. The lady came out. When she saw me, she slammed the gate. So I said to myself, one day I'll be somebody. The second one also happened at Asalam Dam. That lady was so beautiful. After sixth form, I gave her my books for her to use. And one of the books was written by a master here at AMMUSTED, A Cons Made Easy, by A Cons Made Easy, T.I. AMMUSTED, the master. He wrote that book. So I'd gone to sixth form, lower six. I was the happiest guy on earth, sixth form, going there majestically with my galleys. When I entered the house, where she always sits with me, there was one handsome guy. I have to be honest, he was handsome. Well cut hair. He was older than me. So obviously, they were rich. That day, the lady, I sat with her sisters for almost 3 hours. She never spoke to me. I asked for that book, and she told the sister to go and look for it. She couldn't find it. So I said, okay, let me go. So when the sister saw the scene, she was also embarrassed, so she decided to escort me. On my way, I told her, tell your sister, one day I'll be somebody. I didn't know how I was going to be successful, but I stayed focused. He said that, am I show me? One day. One day I was coming from America, British Airways on first class. And that lady was at the economy. So when I sat in, I saw a lot of my friends at the business class. So I came back before the plane took off. I came back to talk to them. Then the lady waved at me. So I went to her and she said, "Oh, I saw you. I wanted to come to where you are. And they said they will not allow me." And I said, "Ah, are you a Christian? Do you read the Bible? You remember Lazarus and the rich man?" You remember Lazarus and the rich man? When the rich man asked for just a drop of water, he said to him, "Where I am and where you are far apart." Maybe they could have allowed her if she was in business class, but economy, you cross business class and come to first class. Then I told her, "Janet, I told you, one day I'll be somebody." So I'm sharing all these experiences with you for you to know that success doesn't come easy. It's not on a silver platter. I heard what Madame was saying, how to start life and everything. You know, you are here at AMMUSTED. About a month ago, I had the opportunity to address students at the Accra Technical University. And I was so sad when a young man said, "The impression Ghanaians have about those in the technical universities is that they think those who do not do well in SHS exams are the ones who go to technical school." I listened to Professor enumerating the courses you offer here. I want to assure you, if Ghana will develop, you are the future. When you come to my office, files of applications, accounting, human resource, and this time, supply chain, a lot, you seldom see their technical skills. I invited some students to come to one of my factories. I don't know if you can show it for them to see. They were there. And I will always ask the professor to bring some of the students to have first-hand training in my outfit. Yeah, I took them there. You know, a poor soul like myself, from humble beginning, now I have 38 Indians working for me over there. This is the steel plant that they are fixing the machines. And why the future belongs to you is that all the things you see there, the metal works, steel works, everything, are done by Ghanaians and only supervised by the Indians. What I will entreat the professors here to do is that I assure you that this time we have a lot of technicians who can fix equipment. What we left or what we lack is building our own air conditions you have here, building all these steel plants ourselves. That is what we're lacking. So we should begin to concentrate on that. The metal works, that's where the money is. You know, I happen to have a business where I have a lot of educated people. those who did the humanities. The highest paid is about 7,000-8,000 after taxes. But I have plumber who can work on my house and charge me 2 million cedis. Now, 2 million cedis, take 10% as his profit. It's 200,000. When you multiply 7,000 by 12, a year is 84,000. But he takes a contract for 3 months and he makes a margin of 200,000. And you are sad to be a plumber? Come on, you have to wake up. You are the future of Ghana. Have electrical engineers who come there, take a contract, they make millions. Have a gentleman, my new co-store, the glass work alone, he charged me 5 million to do the glass work. So who says you are the least recognized in the country? You feel so because we don't set our priorities right. If we set our priorities right, we'll place special emphasis on the technical side. That's where the money is. So I say this to encourage you to keep faith alive and stay determined. And one day you succeed and be like Kennedy Agyapong. You see, there's a saying, a proverb which says, in a blind man's world, one-eyed man is a king. I'm talking and you are clapping for me. When I get to Dubai and I sit with my billionaires friends, if I'm not naturally courageous, I'll not be able to speak for the numbers they mention. Then you come here, they are hailing Kennedy Agyapong. Go there and listen to, business ideas and the monies they move. So, I'm not ending here. I'm forging ahead, whether business or politics. I will not relent my ambition until I drop dead one day. I will continue to strive for success. And let me branch off to this area. 7 determinants of business success. 1, productivity. 2, customer satisfaction. 3, innovations. 4, quality. 5, focus. 6, organizational development. And 7, building people. Let me repeat again. 7 determinants of business success. Productivity, customer satisfaction, innovation, quality, focus, organizational development, and building people. What do I mean by productivity? Productivity is a key to every business success and the economy as well. We need to produce with efficiency. What I mean by efficiency is, I'll give you one example. I have a business partner who has established tomato factories in Senegal, Gambia, Guinea, and Cote d'Ivoire. We are now coming to Ghana here. In Senegal, when we first went there, 1 hectare of the land, they were producing 15 tons of tomatoes. Today, with this technology from Dubai, they produce 70 tons per hectare. So with the economies of scale, in terms of productivity and production costs, the one who is able to produce